All right, I'm sitting about to go work out. Just got out of jujitsu class where I got fucked. I had a really good takedown though, so that was nice. But basically, I just didn't hit side control fast enough, and I rested too long and created too much space. So then it ended up biting me in the ass. But it's fine, it kind of ties into what I'm about to talk about. And this also ties in with my new job opportunity. So my first job that I had, had a lot of initiative, a lot of drive to kind of grow within that job and set myself up in a secure way. But whenever I figured out how to do that, so I was in inside sales. Once I figured out how to create a very successful workflow and a sales environment, and I was getting consistent return, and I had enough awareness and understanding of how to get that return, then I kind of felt like I wasn't growing anymore. In my environment, the leadership there, they weren't pushing me, or not pushing. I mean, you know me, I don't I don't like to use that terminology all the time, but I just was in a limiting environment to where I felt trapped. I felt like I could go more, but I felt trapped with the resources that I was given. And I guess I didn't want to take that direction for myself and kind of pave my own path. I did that, only so much, but it's a different issue. I'm rambling now. It was just, I was surrounded by people who weren't matching kind of the initiative that I was going for. So yeah, I didn't want to be the only person this early in my career trying to figure it all out. I want to learn from other people. So I went to this new company where now it's a full cycle sales role. So I'm generating leads. I'm basically running all the meetings. I mean, I am running all the meetings, just not now because I'm still in training. But I'm running all the meetings, and then I'm also doing that first couple months of implementation work with the customer. So I'm doing everything. I'm testing myself in terms of communication to like the highest degree in a sales environment that I can think of right now, or that's I'm content with it. I'm growing. My limits are being tested constantly, but I don't want to emphasize too much on this whole pushing and testing limits, because you'll know that I don't like to use that. I just don't like the connotation of that. It's more just about being in an environment that matches my tone and deciding the right time and to move into that environment. If I moved into this environment right off the bat, maybe that would have been too much for my tone, and maybe I wouldn't have been able to match it as well. But it's like the cycle of your life. You're going in a growing direction. And basically what I'm getting at, and this was such a long-winded way of getting here, but is basically, it's just to have the awareness of knowing when to put yourself in a different environment and understanding what type of lifestyle or mentality that might bring out of you. So with my first job, once I was coasting, I started getting a little bit more sad. I was my drive was down, and it was like dumping into other areas of life too. My fitness wasn't as much. I was less engaged in conversation. I was just kind of chilling around too much. I was coasting because I was matching my work vibe with the rest of my life. But now that my work vibe is in an environment where I'm growing constantly, and I haven't, met the standard yet, like I haven't exceeded that growth. And I mean, at the end of the day, I want to be in an environment where I never exceed that growth so that it's limitless. So we'll see how long that lasts in this new environment. But since I'm in that limitlessly growing environment and it's set up that way, all the resources, all the leadership, everyone's driven in that way, and that's my circle. Now that pours into my lifestyle. So I'm a lot more engaged in conversation. I'm like outside of work. I mean, obviously I'm in sales, so I'm just good in conversation in general. But typically, I would kind of just tune out of conversation because I would be like, what's the point kind of thing. But now that it's matched with my work energy, I'm more proactive in conversation, more proactive in fitness and health, in investing, just researching, acquiring more knowledge through informational content. And just like all these things, because I had the awareness to move into a different environment. So that's what I'm getting at the end of the day. Just a quick refresher for you to think about and reflect. Maybe you're not in a toxic environment right now. Maybe you're vibing and you love that, and that's awesome. But if you do reflect and you feel like, hey, maybe it would be beneficial to bring a different side of me by going into another environment, just like think about what that would mean for you. And maybe it would. And maybe you don't have to switch jobs to bring that out. Maybe it's other things. So I just got out of jujitsu, and that's another way of mirroring this new sales environment I'm in, I do it with jujitsu. Like whenever you go to jujitsu at least once a week and you get fucked up when you're rolling with somebody, or like, and you get submitted, it's just a good like little wake up every single week out of your routine. It's like, okay, I got out of my routine, I just got fucked. And that's fine, you know, and it was great. It wakes you up, it feels good. So yeah, that's just what I'm trying to get at. And I think taking that angle, instead of just this whole, oh, I need to push myself to be this idea or something, no, it's just like appreciate the growth that you get from doing these things. That's going to be more sustainable, and that's going to be a genuine intention for just doing it. But yeah, so what about you? Do you feel like you're coasting in an environment right now and it's kind of poured into your lifestyle and affected your mentality overall based off of that? Work is a great example because we spend most of our time doing it. Or do you like coasting? Are you fucking vibing and you just like your very chill lifestyle and you just want to coast in that way? Or maybe you're coasting at work and that's good so that you can not coast in other areas, and you're kind of just like pushing yourself, or not pushing yourself, but you're getting in that zone in other areas of life, and that's enough for you too. But yeah, all right, what do you think?